Hello Booktube, hello Tutorverse. I haven't done a tag in a very long time, but I figured that this would be the right way to get back into it. I really did want to do this one, so let's get into it. 1. How many years on Booktube are you celebrating? 1 with an asterisk. I actually technically launched my channel in September of 2024. But I only posted 2 videos. I ended up getting totally consumed with getting Nothing Proved ready to be published in May. And because of the long lead time, everything had to be done, final edits, final everything's had to be done by the end of December so I could start sending out books in January. So my plan was to get back to Booktube in January. Well, in January, my house burned down and plans kind of changed. Moved out to the desert, gave up grant writing. I had been doing that for 25 years, but it didn't work out from a distance. It helped, I will say, that I had really just a couple of weeks before passed a major milestone, $50 million in funded grants that I've written. So it felt like the right time to leave, beyond the pure practicalities. But so I did end up getting back to Booktube in February to begin the process of rebuilding my library. So my first video a year ago was the book haul to start it all. Before I had the shelves, before I had the house, before I had everything, I did have books to put in there, and that is what I want to celebrate. That is the anniversary, I think, that makes a difference. So 2, how have you changed from your first video to now? I was a bit shell-shocked in that first video, though I did loosen up as it went on. A good haul has a way of kind of righting a lot of wrongs. The big difference is bookcases. I've got a lot of bookcases now. I have these, which are essentially my tutor shelves. Some French books, which you can't really see because they're up on top. These are the me-centric shelves because they're in my office. Also in my office is a more the low bookcase that you saw in early videos, my original bookcase. That's more utility. I have a lot of the extra copies of my books, which I send out. The shelves that these replace, the white shelves, those got moved to the hallway. And those feature California and Old Los Angeles. Those are areas that 2 of my children are very interested in, so they've got their shelves over there. And then we built a window seat in the sunroom. And underneath I have, we made it quite strong, and underneath are the more family-related collections. A lot of the paperbacks are there, both trade paperbacks, mass market paperbacks, books written by friends, art, music, that kind of stuff. So we're getting there. We're definitely getting there. Another difference is I mentioned in that first video the libraries where I was going to grab books. Well, I now volunteer there. And so I am able to grab books all the time. And that really is, yeah, I turned into a professional volunteer. Literacy a specialty, so that is another major difference from question 3. What is your most popular video? That first post does have the most views, followed by the snobometer tag. Yeah, apparently I'm a book snob, though the book hauls do well, which is a good thing because that is one of my favorite type videos to make. Question 4. What are 3 of your favorite videos you've made in the past year and why? My favorite videos were my least watched videos. They're the ones devoted to poetry. I did poetry during Tudor-Timber. I did Elizabeth's own poetry, Henry's own poetry, Thomas Wyatt, and William Shakespeare, the abdication scene, which is the most Tudor-centric of all of his works. Henry VIII as well, but that abdication scene really gets you going. Question 5. What have you struggled with on Booktube in the past year, and how did you overcome that struggle? I've struggled with wanting to stay true to my goal of combining Booktube and the Tudorverse. There were a couple of videos where I veered too far into the Tudorverse. What I was trying to do was bring to Booktube the oral version of my latest posts on my blog, and that doesn't really work, because in my mind what I really wanted to do was to come out with exactly as I did when I wrote it, and there was editing involved there, and it just, I wasn't happy with those videos. So I want to stay really at that intersection, which I think is the most interesting. Question 6. Have you had to deal with negative feedback or comments? How did you handle it? I've been very lucky. Knock wood, I've been very lucky. This has been an unbelievably welcoming place, and I'm just going to keep on knocking wood and hope that continues. Question 7. Shout out a huge supporter of your channel, Bookish Travels and Lil's Vintage World. The hosts of Tudor-Timber have been very welcoming and have mentioned my videos on their channels, and they've just been fantastic. And of course, Steve Donahue, who has championed my channel, my writing, and just, I owe him a ton. Question 8, thoughts on equipment. What has been the most useful piece of equipment you've bought? I thought about skipping this question because I don't really do tech. My favorite and probably my only piece of equipment was a remote control, so that I wouldn't be like leaning forward and leaning back to turn the camera off and on, but it actually broke in the middle of one of my videos, and so I will get to tech at some point. I just haven't gotten there yet. Question 9. Where do you see your channel in a year's time, and what do you hope to have achieved? More, in a word. More videos, more regular postings. I like book hauls, and that is one thing that I definitely hope to have more of, both the hauling and the posting. I want to do more tags. I want to do more, I don't know, I just want to try more things. There's an old story about, and it's a fake story, but it has to be, about a professor who, a pottery teacher who split his class into two, and half the class was told that they were going to be graded on the quality of the pot they threw. They only had to hand in for their final grade one single perfect pot, and that would be their grade. The other half of the class was told, you can hand in misshapen anything, you're going to be judged on quantity, so just bring me in boxes of crap. And interestingly, the students who worked on quantity ended up also producing the pots of the better quality, simply because they tried more things, they did more, they experimented, and they got in there. And so that is that's the spirit of what I'm going to try to be doing with book hauls and tags and interviews and things like that. And I don't know, we'll see where we are when I am at 2 years with my asterisk. So thank you for watching. Thank you for being with me on this journey, and I really appreciate it. And I'm looking forward to seeing what these shelves look like in a year. So thank you.